So a little bit about myself. My name is Sadaf, and I moved to Frisco, Texas in 2015. Right from the beginning, I became involved in the Frisco community, and that was through my interfaith efforts and outreach. It was a divisive time politically in the nation, and I felt like when I was doing this outreach with interfaith, whether it was pastors or rabbis or imams or other faiths, it was nice to be with like-minded individuals who wanted to bridge that gap, and they wanted to have those conversations with other people that wanted to also understand the different demographics and different communities that were living here in Frisco. And it was great. One of the most amazing things that I found during that process was how many people were also engaged in the municipal aspect of it. So they were engaged with the government, they were engaged with the school district, they were engaged in different realms. So whether it was serving our community through, whether it was food banks or other avenues, but it was also serving our community by sitting on boards or being involved in various leadership roles. And so that's how I got involved in our government aspect of it. And I was placed on the Social Services and Housing Board, which is now my fourth year. I also did Leadership Frisco. I sit on various committees for the school district and also different initiatives within the city as well, including I was chairing the census, which just finished. And also I'm part of the mayoral ad hoc inclusion committee, which is its first year it was born. So involved, and I'm a community advocate, I'm a community volunteer. And why I'm running for office, that's a big why. It was something that I never planned for. It was something I never anticipated at all. But once I graduated from Leadership Frisco, I kept getting asked the question, what's next? What's next? Are you running for office? And when you get asked that enough times, you start questioning yourself. You start seeing perhaps what other people are seeing in you, and it's not easy to do that because it's something that you've never envisioned for yourself. But I really took heed and guidance from a lot of my mentors, from my family, and realized that when I'm being asked to take on this big leadership role and take on the responsibility of leadership in such a big capacity, then perhaps it is my duty and my responsibility to be able to serve our community in a much more bigger capacity. And so I accepted the challenge, the offer, and the honor to do that. And so it has been such an amazing and intense ride, this whole campaigning. Our election was supposed to be in May. It's a municipal election, but unfortunately, or fortunately, depends, it got moved to November. And the only reason why I said unfortunately, it just costs a lot more. And also our position is supposed to be nonpartisan, and it just has getting swooped in with the presidential, and it's been, wow, what a learning experience, what a ride. But given all of that experience and just participation, why should Muslims vote? It's our absolute obligation, not only from a faith perspective, but also from a humanitarian perspective. I mean, this was something that our forefathers fought for in this country, to be a part of the process and to cast our vote. It's something very sacred. It's something that we cannot take for granted. And being a Muslim, having that voice, I mean, I'm first generation here. My children are second generation. It was something that my immigrant parents always have done, is voted. And so in my house, it was never an election that you would just sit out, because we don't have the privilege. No one has the privilege to just sit out of an election. And if you're not voting, you don't matter. And I think that's something that the Muslim community needs to understand, along with a lot of other communities, is that if we're not, part of these tables, having these conversations, sitting at these tables, we are not mattering if we don't vote. And so it's my urge and my plea to the Muslim community to get out the vote.